We're heading over the intercoastal waterway into Flaggler Beach. The temperature just dropped about 10 degrees. Here's your intercoastal. Straight ahead, probably looks too far away to see yet, is Flaggler Beach. That is ocean on the horizon. And this, for those who may not be familiar with the area, is a notorious speed trap coming off this bridge. So you gotta watch your speed, because there's usually cops here at this light shooting radar. Not today though. And we're gonna get some of Flaggler's finest pizza. Little place here that we've been coming to since we've gotten here. New York style by the slice. Always crowded right here by the pier. No matter what day of the week you come, this is where all the tourists are, trying to grab their little slice of Florida. Get it? A little slice pizza? Ha 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 ha! See what I did there? You know what? I'm not going to park behind that car. I don't trust that guy to back up and not hit me. So we'll find parking where there's a little bit more room, even if we have to walk a little bit. I think this works. Any signs anywhere not to park here? Okay. Yeah, I see that, but I don't think that should matter. If it doesn't say no parking, I interpret that as you can park here. That's reasonable, isn't it? Alright, so we are headed home from Flaggler. Beautiful beach day. And miles of beach with nobody on it, just like New York. The beauty is you can just pull over and go enjoy the beach anywhere you want. No signs like there would be in New York, with no parking, no stopping, no beach use, no chains, no fines, no people roaming the beach looking to give out tickets. That is why we live here. Are for anyone and everyone to enjoy. Just pull over, park in the dirt, park in the sand, park wherever there's a shoulder without being harassed. And there is just miles and miles and miles of this. Here's a little area for parking right here. You can park there and just walk right down onto the beach. F. Jones Beach. F. Robert Moses. One difference, right. One of the many differences between here and New York is also that if you do decide to go into these beaches here, there is no lifeguards on duty. You know, we don't have an Uncle Mike Bloomberg here to decide that you can't swim unless somebody's watching you. If you swim, it's at your own risk. If something happens to you and your family decides to bring a lawsuit, it'll get laughed right out of court. And the other thing is that sharks are prevalent in these waters. That's just the reality. In Florida, in the last week, there's been two shark, they were relatively minor, but two minor shark attacks in these waters in the last couple of weeks. One in, I think, Ormond and one in New Smyrna. But for people who live here and use these waters, that's just, you know, it's an assessed risk. It's just something you learn to live with. As a general rule, the shark attacks in these waters tend to be relatively minor. By minor, I mean they usually don't result in loss of life or limb, kind of like the attacks this week in the Carolinas. These tend to be small sharks who chase the bait fish in and tend to bite people on the calves and feet. Now that's not to say there are not bigger sharks out here. There certainly are. But it's not very common for the bigger sharks to actually attack here, as it is very common for the smaller sharks too. I don't think since we've been down here, and that's 4 years, we've heard of a shark taking a life or costing someone an arm or a leg. Here we have heard, you know, many times. New Smyrna Beach, which is about 10 miles south of here, is considered the shark bite capital of the world. There's actually more shark bites in New Smyrna than all of Africa and Australia combined. They average about 21 attacks a year, believe it or not, but most of them are relatively minor. You know, minor is all relative. I mean, reconstructive surgery and torn ligaments. Not that it's fun to be attacked, but usually they don't result in life-altering injury. But they are very numerous. You hear about it all the time. And that, by the way, is not the reason why people are not in the water. Beaches are empty simply because you don't have 10 million people trying to crowd a half a mile of beach down here. Like you do up in New York. Most of these buildings on the right are condos, and some of them are timeshares, but a lot of these are condos that people rent out to the tourists at this time of the year. And Lord knows there's no shortage of tourists down here. They're from everywhere. This is about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes from Disney. So the smart people, instead of staying in Orlando, they'll come and stay up here and enjoy the beach and enjoy the fun in the sun. And then they have a short ride to the southwest, about an hour and a half to the parks, which in my humble opinion is a much wiser way to go than dealing with Orlando and the hubbub and the crowd and the expense and traffic and everything that comes with Orlando. Orlando's not as congested a city as New York is, but it has its moments, especially at the height of the season around the holidays. And I would think when you're escaping to here from New York, the last thing you'd want to do is come back into congestion. I'd rather look at that than look at line of taillights. Yep. Those are some thunderheads. But do we fear thunderheads? Do we fear thunderheads? Do we fear rain? The answer to both was not at all. Let it rain. It's only water. It'll cool us off. What? No, I don't need you to sing. It's fine. Wow. That's coming through on my mic. You know that, right? And I will post this to YouTube. You know that, right? On the subject of fair weather riding, I don't really think you can be a fair weather rider in Florida, because this can pop up, these thunderheads can pop up in a matter of just minutes down here. You can have a cloudless sky, 10 or 15 minutes later you can have the threat of rain looming. 5 minutes later it could be torrentially pouring and the sun could be out 5 minutes after that. You ride down in Florida, you got to be willing to get wet. The Bible says, "He who looks to the clouds shall not sow." So don't look to the clouds. Wow, you see the lightning? Oh yeah. We're going to get into some weather, folks. It will feel good, that is true. It's my experience that you only see thunderheads like this in places that are right by tropical water, like the Caribbean. You get this also. They just spring up and they shoot 50, 60,000 feet into the air. And it's amazing how quickly they form. All right, Timber Creek Road. Put our feet up. Kick back. Lean back. Twist the throttle. And relax. Going to do is, if the thunderstorms do come, I'm going to disconnect my audio dongle, because while the audio jack is plugged into the back of the camera, technically the camera is not waterproof. There's a little rubber flap that comes down and seals connections on the back of the camera. So if it starts to rain, I will keep the video rolling, but I will discontinue the audio. Yeah, you can see up in the distance there, about maybe 2-3 miles ahead, maybe a little more. It looks almost like a veil coming down from those thunderclouds. That is heavy rain. Now, people coming the opposite way have their headlights on. That means it's probably raining up ahead. Yeah, the temperature dropped about 10 to 15 degrees. Here it comes. There it is. Put my face mask down. And I may have to pull over to get my phone off of here because this is not a waterproof phone. I'll see if it seems to be getting wet. Boy, what a difference in the way it feels out now with this little bit of mist kicking up than it did 20 minutes ago. It's like somebody put the AC on. And there is the rain up ahead. And that's coming down pretty good. Like I said, I can't get my phone out of here with one hand, so... Oh, maybe I can. Hold on just a moment. I don't want to drop it. I got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the audio jack from the phone so that my camera stays watertight. So I'll talk to you later. Pull it out, miss. Go ahead. Now we got to see, is this a Alright, we're back with audio, at least for the moment. The rain let up some, although now it's coming down again, but just saying, we went from being very hot to very cool in a hurry, but if the sun should come out again, it will get miserably humid. But for right now, it looks like we're staying in the rain. Feels very good. It's a cool rain. Did not see a rainbow yet. We also have to watch for our left turn. There's lightning. I do love riding in this sort of thing. I don't know what it is about it. I know there are some that avoid it. There is something, I don't know what the word is. something primordial about a thunderstorm and being on a very exposed vehicle as you travel through it. Something to me that's very cool about it. We have clear skies to the left, thunder and lightning to the right. We're kind of we're seesawing right in between. We're kind of right on the edge of this storm. So if any of you saw the picture, and our turn should be coming up. This is a very easy turn to miss. I believe it is right here. Yep, this is it. You can see how this turn, you can just blow right past. Wow, look at the rain down there. Holy cow. We are going to be getting into some more wet very soon, because we are heading in that direction. And that's like, you know, that's torrential down there. But again, we're not worried. Feels like it's about 8 o'clock at night in here. And there it is up ahead. So I may pull the plug on the audio once again, but we'll keep the video running. Now you're pulling it out of the back of the camera, right, miss? Yeah. All right, good. Okay. Yeah, all right, good. Pull it out now, because that's, I'll talk to you guys in a few. Enjoy the views. We're back with audio. Heavy weather seems to be coming and going, so we'll just unplug and plug accordingly. It's absolutely pouring to my right. Now I could, at that tree line it's pouring, but over here right now it's just very light. But that can change in a heartbeat, and the wind is gusting this way, probably close to 40 miles an hour at times. It almost shoved us onto the other side a few times. Like that. Whew. It's okay, miss. It's all right. It's absolutely pouring down there. You see it?
Yeah.
Right on the other side of that tree line, it's coming down in buckets. So we're just on this side of the bad stuff.
perfect timing. Right?
What?
Perfect timing.
Yep.